In the days following the resurrection, Jerusalem hummed with confusion and rumors. The followers of Jesus, still numb from recent events, gathered in a shadowed room, uncertain and anxious. Among them, Peter grappled with remorse and hope. Mary Magdalene clung to memories of the empty tomb, and Thomas, ever skeptical, eyed his companions with doubt. On a quiet morning, the disciples received word. Jesus had told them to meet him in Galilee. The journey was fraught with questions, but together they traveled the rugged paths, passing villages and fields that once echoed with their teacher's words. Along the way, whispers of resurrection followed them, hope kindling in their hearts as they neared the appointed mountain. Atop the hill, the air was crisp. Jesus appeared, radiant, but bearing marks of crucifixion. The disciples recoiled in awe, falling to their knees, while some, Thomas among them, hesitated. Jesus called each by name, drawing them into a circle with gentle assurance. He addressed their doubts, inviting Thomas to touch his wounds, and reminded Peter of forgiveness. The conversation felt both familiar and new, stories intertwined with calls to courage and reminders of compassion. Jesus spoke of the past, the miracles, teachings, and the ultimate sacrifice, and then shifted to the future. His voice was firm but warm as he delivered the Great Commission. He instructed them to go forth to all nations, baptizing in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He urged them to teach others the lessons he had given, promising that though he would no longer walk among them, his presence would remain unseen but real. The disciples listened, hearts pounding as they realized their journey was only beginning. As Jesus departed, ascending toward the heavens, the hillside was silent apart from a sudden breeze. The disciples remained still for a moment, processing the weight of their instructions. Slowly, Peter stood and looked at the others. He spoke of the days to come, uncertain but filled with purpose. They descended the mountain together, determined to honor what they'd seen and heard. The disciples gathered in homes, sharing bread and stories of the mountain. They began to teach openly, drawing crowds with tales of Jesus, his life, death, and resurrection. Simon the Zealot found himself among strangers, speaking Hebrew and Greek, carrying Jesus' words into the bustling markets. Mary Magdalene comforted new believers, retelling the story of the risen Lord and his gentle commission. Peter, once fearful, spoke boldly at gatherings, baptizing many, and forging what would become the first church. Thomas, once a skeptic, witnessed as far as the east, his doubt turned into unwavering resolve. Despite persecution and uncertainty, the disciples stayed faithful. Their travels spanned borders, their teachings touching hearts from Judea to distant Rome. In each city, they echoed Jesus' promise that his Spirit was with them always. Years passed, but the impact endured. Communities grew in faith, forming strong ties across cultures and languages.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the story, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting Bible stories like this.